the team was still operating. So the minister seemed angry with me because I was named by the chairperson, the minister, as a person who does not want to disband the task team. And then the meeting did not continue. The minister simply would not listen to anyone. He criticized me for being in charge of the PKTT and Crime Intelligence and questioned why was the National Commissioner and I were so invested in keeping the PKTT. He was now completely against the gradual approach and reverted to the immediate disbandment. When the minister was reminded that the PKTT was initiated in part by the president, he said that we should not mention the president and mention that he was tired of hearing about the president. Then he said that the president was in agreement that the PKTT be disbanded.
Just if you could read from where it says there was no firm resolution.
Page 67, General.
Page 67.
On page 67, line.
Page 67, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from the top.
Thank you, commissioners. It reads thus: there was no firm resolution, and it was agreed that a further meeting will be convened on the 27th of March 2025. I understood this to mean that the absence of an agreement on the way forward, there will be no movement of the dockets or personnel. In other words, the PKTT will continue its work because there is still no approval of the proposed disbandment plan.
Okay. So 165 and 166 we've actually covered. It's here in the timeline. It relates to the arrest of Mr. Nhlanhla. We can move past that. Let's go then straight to the 27th of March when there was a follow-up meeting. Who was present at this meeting?
Then the 27th of March, as the Cape Town meeting was rescheduled to, in attendance was the minister, the two deputy ministers, the national commissioner, the Lieutenant General Senzo Mchunu of detectives, the deputy national commissioner, General Sibia, myself, and a lieutenant colonel from the team.
Now you say the two deputy ministers. Who are you talking about here?
It's Deputy Minister Bushielo and Deputy Minister Matale.
Okay, so they were present. Is this the first time that they became involved in this discussion? Or were they involved in discussions before this regarding the disbandment?
In terms of my records, this was the first time that they were part of this discussion.
And did you present again on the plan, on a disbandment plan at this meeting?
Yeah. Maybe let me start by reminding the commissioners that the resolution of Cape Town meeting was for us to deduct the presented draft plan with the inputs into an information note. So we had an idea that it's going to be a very short meeting. Even in my preparation, I was just prepared to point to the amendments, to say on this slide, here there was PKTT, now it's replaced by investigators.
General.
Now here...
Sorry, I was asking the question, you were answering the question of whether the You were presenting the revised disbandment plan to this meeting.
Yes, according to our understanding, attendees, the follow-up meeting was for us to point out on the changes made on the presentation and submit the information note format for approval. So when then we were about to start that presentation, and then the mistake, I call it a mistake for the lack of a better word, that happened is on the number of dockets, there was already a difference from one of the categories of the number of dockets between the 6th of March in Cape Town and the 27th of March, because the team was still operating. So there will be changes, especially on the part where you report the number and categories and status of dockets. Now, it happened then that the first slide was showing that different number, which then made the meeting not to continue as planned, because one had to try to explain why there is now a new number, and then the new number, according to us, was on the positive, because it was talking to a case that was previously under investigation. Now it was at court, but then we got then the comments that were suggesting that we do not want to stop the investigations because now there are different numbers, and then the discussion from there was around us not wanting, especially I'll refer to myself as the project leader, because I was named by the chairperson, the minister, as a person who does not want to disband the task team. And then the meeting did not continue.
Can I pause you for a second, just to be clear? So what caused the unhappiness was that your presentation had been updated to reflect the work that had been done on those cases.
Yes, most especially between the figures that we presented in Cape Town, yes, and the figures now that we are presenting in yes, Pretoria on the 27th.
You're referring to this type of
that is
report.
Correct.
So that's page 295. This comes from the 6 March presentation,
yes,
but you would have updated it for the 27th
for
of
the
March.
27th.
So it's not an entirely new table. It's just that the numbers have changed because work has been done on the dockets.
Yes, and according to my view, it was not supposed to be an issue because the main part was the disbandment plan. The progress on working, because we all knew that nothing has changed. The team is still working until the disbandment plan is approved. But now the non-issue became an issue, that because now there are changes in the numbers, then we could not then continue with the disbandment plan amendments.
General, apologies to you, and also apologies to you, Ms. Hassim, for interrupting your flow. General, may I ask you to read paragraph 167 from line 7, and also paragraphs 168, 169, and 170 into the record, please.
Before you do that, Chair, with your permission, Ms. Hassim, you flashed a document, a colorful document. to the general to check if that's what he's referring to. I think for the record, and you
Yes.
said page 295.
For the record, I
is
said
that SDK 30? Is that part?
Yes,
Does
of the
that come
6
from
March
SDK 30?
presentation.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
From where it says the minister seemed.
The minister seemed angry with me, General, from there all the way to paragraph 170.
Thank you, Chair. I'll read on record. On last part of paragraph 167, the minister seemed angry with me. At this point, the National Commissioner and I were still proposing that the disbandment should be implemented, but if it was
Should not be
implemented, but if it was going to be implemented, that it be a gradual disbandment as proposed as proposed in the 6th March 2025 meeting. Paragraph 168, the minister simply would not listen to anyone. He criticized me for being in charge of the PKTT and crime intelligence and questioned why was the National Commissioner and I were so invested in keeping the PKTT. He was now completely against the gradual approach and reverted to the immediate disbandment. Paragraph 169. When the minister was reminded that the PKTT was initiated in part by the president, he said that we should not mention the president and mention that he was tired of hearing about the president. Then he said that the president was in agreement that the PKTT be disbanded. I was shocked by this revelation since the president was briefed about the work of the PKTT after it was deployed to assist in the Fort Hare University murder investigations.
170.
The minister also stated that it took a political decision to establish the PKTT. Therefore, it will take a political decision to disband it. The minister said that there will be no further meetings regarding this matter and any further engagements will be held with the National Commissioner and the meeting adjourned.
Thank you, General.
Thank you, Chair. Before we deal with what you say in 170, did anyone else speak in this meeting? Did anybody else weigh in and express a view on the disbandment?
It won't be easy to...
I mean, other than you and the National Commissioner who were proposing the plan.
No, it won't be easy to recall, commissioners. It was one of those meetings that one won't want to think about even when you are on retirement, because it was not a nice meeting, especially at the level where we are. We think we understand and we prepare, but then when you get to the meeting, So in terms of comments, and because this happened as I was starting with the briefing, so one was not really paying attention that much to whatever comments that will come from any other attendees.
So what was your response to the minister criticizing you for being in charge of the PKTT and crime intelligence?
It's a discussion that now and again will come from the same, I will say, individuals, which is not, according to me, necessary, because in the SAPS, especially as you move up the levels, you are expected then to have so many different roles that you play. And currently, I am the Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence full-time, but then I'm also overseeing the political killings task team, not involved full-time like I was. There are commanders, there is everybody doing whatever that they need to do. But if, for instance, there is a need that there is a document that needs to be prepared for the principals, then the team will prepare and submit that document to me. So I'm only dealing with very high-level documents like the extension documents, which is once a year, and whatever other strategic issues that needs to be attended to. So that is the current situation.
And what is the substance of the criticism? Why is it being suggested that you cannot be the Divisional Commissioner for Intelligence and at the same time do work related to the PKTT? What's the substance of the criticism?
At first glance, Commissioner, thank you. At first glance, it would look like maybe not understanding what I was explaining. But then when you, because the other reason why the National Commissioner kept, maybe let me say, Commissioner, the two current interventions or task teams that are still in place were started and established by myself. The other one in 2017, I think the other one also in 2018 in Western Cape. But then as I was appointed at other environments, then the National Commissioner decided that you are going to oversee this. Now I'm going back to the understanding, because the National Commissioner has got the understanding that the methodology itself, it's our doing. So it's not easy for any other person to be associated with the methodology. Not that it talks to doing the work, but it talks to overseeing, giving guidance where it's necessary, because the idea is to grow the understanding of the methodology.
General, before this meeting of the 27th and this criticism, had the minister spoken to you or indicated concerns about your being in charge of the PKTT and being in crime intelligence, the boss of crime intelligence? Had he recorded to you any concerns?
Not to me. That I've never been given an opportunity to engage. But in meetings where I'm part, it will come now and again, but not as a main point of discussion.
Is this in meetings with the minister?
Yes.
The minister being present in the meetings?
Yes.
Okay. And your immediate superior, General Sibiya, has he formally raised any concerns with you about your dual roles?
Also, of late, maybe let me give it the timeline. This is the comment that started to be popular of late. Not because, if we may recall, my immediate supervisor recommending the extension done by me in March 2024. So I will say everything was rosy up until a particular time towards the end of the year, when then we start experiencing these comments also.
General Sibia.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry, General, you mentioned 2 other task teams. Are these task teams also national task teams?
They are multidisciplinary task teams of the police, SAPS.
And what are these other 2 that you're referring to?
The
What are
other
the names of the task teams?
the names, the other one has got a very ugly name, a Zulu name, Umkoti Wemvubu, which is in
Wemvubu. Wemvubu. What name?
Can you repeat it?
Umkoti Wemvubu.
Oh, I wanted to hear the name.
Yeah, it is in the border of South Africa and Mozambique, dealing with the cross-border crimes, or more especially cross-border vehicle thefts or hijackings. And then it's another multidisciplinary project or task team with investigating officers, combat, LCRC, some of the expertise. Also, the other one is formerly Operation Thunder in Cape Town. That was later in 2018 changed to Operation Lockdown. That is still on.
Okay, so when was the first operation task team established? Operation Ngodi?
Yeah, in 2017. I don't have the specific month.
Okay. By you?
Yes.
And the second task team was also started by you?
In Western Cape, yes.
That's in the Western Cape?
Yes.
And when?
2018.
And are they still in existence?
They are still in existence, the 2 task teams.
Okay, but these are not overseen by you?
Yes, I wanted to explain that, commissioners, that when I was introducing myself, more especially at the level of a brigadier, this was my line function to plan, coordinate, and implement national intervention operations, in short, task teams. So during those years, 2016, 2017, 2018, I was a brigadier doing exactly that. So that is why then I refer to them as established by myself, but they were established by myself as my line function by then.
Thanks. Okay, let's just move to, okay, so the meeting ended and it ended badly on the 27th.
Yes.
And so there was no approval of a plan or anything. Okay, and then 171, that's when you hand over the dockets to General Senzo Mchunu. How did that come about? Was it just upon a request from General Senzo Mchunu that you handed them over, and where were they? Where did you get did you ask for the dockets to be sent to you and then it was handed over to General Senzo Mchunu? How did it happen?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. The instruction from Lieutenant General Sibia to Johnson Tumule had come long time ago, I think beginning of March or February, if I'm not mistaken, and there were lots of activities and discussions and meetings that were happening. So the persistence from Lieutenant General Tumule was only more during the first month. But then from the 5th of March, these activities started Then there was then maybe also from her side the hope that these meetings and activities will give light to that instruction. But then after the meeting or around the meeting of the 27th, then that is when then it's the persistence started again that I have this instruction to comply with. It's me who's in trouble, not you. You are not instructed. So for you is just to hand over the dockets to me, and then I will be seen to have complied. That's exactly what I did. I am accounting for all the dockets allocated to the task team PKTT as a project manager, and then I had to formally hand over the accounting of those dockets under investigation to Lieutenant General Ntumule as instructed by her Deputy National Commissioner General SB on the 28th and the 23rd.
And those letters, we don't need to go through them, but they're attached as SDK 31, the handover letters.
Yes.
And so to complete this, this part of the statement, then, you did not inform General Mkhwanazi about this.
That is correct, Commissioners.
And so that's why you received a letter on the 22nd of May, paragraph 174 of your statement. You say you received a request from the Provincial Commissioner, KZN, inquiring about the whereabouts of the dockets.
That's correct, Commissioners. As a project manager, I'm accounting for each and every docket. Now, I take these 121, I hand them over to Lieutenant General Ntumule. And then during the accounting session, then chaired by the Provincial Commissioner, he is inquiring about the status of these dockets, and he gets the report that they were taken by me. Yeah.
Okay, so you assumed that he was aware. Is that why you didn't inform him?
Not that I assumed that he was aware. Firstly, it was not my place to inform, because the period, as I've said, it was the period of uncertainty, and then one would have thought that after the agreement of whatever way forward, then the National Commissioner is the one who's going to inform us all, because even myself, I needed to be informed. So all of us were waiting to be informed as to the way forward.
Okay. So the next section then of the statement is about the return of the dockets.
Do you mind just dealing with paragraph 172? It can just be read because it's something that will come up. Just read it, General, into the record.
Thank you, Commissioners. I will read on record paragraph 172. On the 16th of April 2025, Brigadier Nkwashu, who is, let me read it as it is, on the 16th of April 2025, Brigadier Nkwashu made an attempt to retrieve the criminal dockets pertaining to the case in which Mr. Katiso Mulife was charged during December 2024. According to Brigadier Nkwashu, This action was taken following a direct instruction from the Provincial Commissioner, who allegedly mandated that the docket be handed over immediately. The Brigadier further stated that failure to comply with this instruction will result in disciplinary actions being taken against the responsible parties. The circumstances surrounding this request, including its agency, raised suspicions. That paragraph is included in my affidavit as per the report received from the witnesses A, B, and C, also included in their affidavit.
And then paragraph 170.
Just before that, Ms. Hassim, what do you mean, General, when you say that Brigadier Nkwashu attempted to retrieve Mr. Katiso Mulife's docket?
This paragraph...
my focus is on attempted to retrieve. Did he want that the docket should be given to him?
That's exactly what we mean. He was instructing that this docket be given to him. And then it was an attempt because we did not approve it. It did not happen.
Did you make any inquiries that the Provincial Commissioner had indeed given the instruction that Brigadier Nkwashu was referring to?
Commissioners, no, I did not. My approach in situations like this, if a very junior member that is reporting to me is giving me a request from another senior officer, my response will be, tell him to call me. So I said they must tell Brigadier Nkwashu to tell the Provincial Commissioner to call me, and it did not happen.
Thank you.
I think that this is linked to paragraph 173, and maybe it's quicker if you read the paragraph 173.
To read it on record,
yes,
Senator. Paragraph 173. On the 22nd of April, Lieutenant General Sibia sent a communication to Lieutenant General Sintumule stating that in compliance with the instruction of the Minister of Police issued on the 31st of December and subsequent directive on the matter, you are advised that the process should be finalized by Thursday, the 24th of April. This includes the transfer of all dockets closed, currently under investigation and in court, to the Division Detective and Forensic Services. A final feedback report on the finalization of this process, including confirmation that all task team members have reported back to their stations of origin, is awaited on or before Friday, the 25th of April 2025.
Now, this letter is attached as SDK 32, but I would like you to just explain the timing of this letter. It's 22nd April. It follows the request for this particular docket of Mr. Molefe, and the instruction is you've underlined all dockets. Did that emphasis of all dockets, is that your emphasis, or was that General Sibia's emphasis?
Thank you, Commissioners. It is my emphasis. One is depending also on timeline analysis or chain of events. There was a time in my testimony where I referred to a period between February, March and April, when the investigation was at an advanced stage, for us to continue with the second phase of takedown on GCI ops, and we were in and out of NPA offices discussing, trying to get our way. And then during this period, we see now the revived efforts that are talking to the dockets, more especially now the dockets of GCI ops. We have delivered on the dockets of PKTT, but still now the approach is direct, that it's talking to the GCI ops dockets. Hence our view that the closure or the disbandment of PKTT was a mistaken identity, because the dockets are handed over. Then soon after that, there is direct now attempts through Brigadier Nkwashu. There is a letter now on the 22nd of April that now demands all the dockets, meaning others have been received, but there are those that are still outstanding. That is what informs then our mistaken identity of the closure of PKTT.
General, in that paragraph you say the letter of the 22nd was addressed to Lieutenant General Senzo Mchunu, but when you look at that letter, DSK 32, it seems to be addressed to you as well. Is it a mistake in the paragraph, or am I reading it wrong? So right at the top it says Divisional Commissioner, Crime Intelligence, and then in the second line it says Detective and Forensic Services.
Yes, Commissioners, then I will apologize for that typing error. The letter was addressed to both of us.
Okay. I think we understand that and what your explanation is and why the request for all dockets. And just to cut to the chase, is this because there were members of the PKTT in GCI ops, and that hence the confusion?
Yes, Commissioners, the process, as I explained during my testimony, that as to how the GCI ops came about, it came about with the combination of counterintelligence investigation and Gauteng organized crime investigation, assisted by the PKTT. So out of all these three environments that were involved in the GCI ops, it's the PKTT that came out as a target to neutralize whatever that the GCI ops was busy with.
General, how did you and General Senzo Mchunu respond to General Sibiya's letter of the 24th of April?
Thank you, Commissioner. My posture has never changed since the 7th of January. So one will say maybe that's why there will be an activity or a response if the letter is not addressed to me. So I will take it that the writer would have realized that for something to happen on my directive or instruction, I must address it to Lieutenant General Senzo Mchunu. So with this attempt on the letter addressed to both of us, my posture remained the same. No response, no nothing, no activity from my side. So the same posture from the 7th of January up until to date maybe.